If it doesn't, we're going to take away this and use it for out. And I'll work with him on that.
Basketball culture is changing, brings the same attitude afternoon, or good morning, a late morning to everyone here at Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium. Welcome to the 11th annual Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge, the event that puts the reputation of the Orlando Metro Conference on the line against some of the best talent in the greater Central Florida area. Please welcome our guests in this contest wearing the blue jerseys, visitors on the scoreboard from Lake Brantley High School. They are the Patriots. And wearing the white jerseys, home on the scoreboard from Lake Nona High School, please welcome the Lions. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Lake Brantley. And we will start for the Patriots at power forward with 6'3" sophomore, number 10, Landon Paquette. At guard, 6'2" junior, number 1, Lucas Williams. At center, 6'11" senior, number 12, Dennis Widener. At point guard, 6' junior, number 13, Nolan Moran. And finally for the Patriots, at forward, 6'5" junior, number 21, Eric Vandendriesche. The head coach of the Patriots in his 18th year at Lake Brantley, Mr. Mike Cuff. And now, again representing the Orlando Metro Conference, let's meet the Lions. Beginning at guard and small forward with 6'4" senior, number 3, Jalen Lawson. At guard, 6'4" sophomore, number 15, Lewis Dyer. At shooting guard and small forward, 6'3" junior, number 21, Joel Stewart. At forward, 6'5" junior, number 24, Grant Chamberlain. And finally for the Lions, at forward, 6'3" sophomore, number 30, Nicholas Oxman. The head coach of the Lions in his 7th year at Lake Nona, Antonio Cunningham. Today's starting lineups are dedicated to the memory of Coach Earl Graham, who spent nearly 50 years improving the lives of Central Florida athletes.
And welcome back to Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium on the campus of Apopka High School. I'm Neil Fisher, taking you through the second of 24 games for this massive event. This is the Metro versus Florida Challenge. Lake Brantley with possession in the dark uniforms. Lake Nona in the white uniforms on defense. Rims in and out from Vanderstress. And we will come down the other way. So the premise of this event is very simple. It's based on the ACC versus Big Ten Challenge, or the Big 12 versus SEC Challenge in the NCAA. Every public high school in Orange County is a member of the Metro Conference, and in each game they take on one team from that conference. As the ball is short, that was Dyer. They take on a non-member of the Metro Conference as we get our first turnover. And at the end of this event, 24 games later, 3 days later, we'll see who has the most victories. Coach Scott Williams, the head coach at Apopka, he's the director, is his brainchild. And as you heard Mark Barchi, our public address announcer, announce this is the 11th annual. And, of course, now it will be forever known as the Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. Coach Graham was Coach Williams' right-hand man for 15 years, first at Wekiva and then at Apopka. He unfortunately passed away on January 8th due to COVID. So we come back the other way. That's Lawson with the ball, drops it off to Chamberlain, back to Lawson, being hounded at the point. A 2-3 zone, that's the standard for Mike Cuff's team. Tipped out of bounds, a second turnover. Still no score, a minute 15 into the second of 24 games. 8 games today, Friday and Saturday. As Moran brings the ball up the court. He'll take the ball back again at the top, down low, over to the right wing to Williams, who drains the rain and opens up the scoring. 3-0 Lake Brantley, a minute and a half into the second game of this event. Down low, Lake Nona's won 2 out of the last 3 district championships. They try to answer. No dice for Chamberlain, but the battle continues under the board. And Widener comes up, goes the other way. Moran trying to cut through that lane. Will be unable to, but hands it off to Vendendresch. No dice for him, rolls off, and we come back the other way with Dyer doing the Windex work. At the top of the key now, Lawson. Down low, back up to Lawson. Over right wing, rotating on the perimeter, looking for the opportunity to drive in. And tipped away by Vandendresch. And we come the other way by Moran. Long outlet pass to Williams. No drain. And we come back the other way. So quick pace so far. Ball comes loose as Dyer picks it up. But so does Vandendresch off the turnover. The give and go between Williams and Vandendresch. And Vandendresch caps off the transition opportunity with the bank. 3 minutes in, 5-0 lead for Lake Brantley. Lake Nona will continue with possession of the ball. Antonio Cunningham, the coach, his 7th season, the only coach that Lake Nona has ever known. They opened 7 years ago, a 2-3 record in this event. They come off an 11-9 season and a 2nd district championship over the last 3 years. So the 2-man game, and Lawson decides to take the shot. Can't get it, but scramble and a pickup on the loose ball for Lake Nona. Chamberlain back to Lawson, tipped. Lawson unable to control, and another turnover. 3 for Lake Nona, 3.5 minutes into this event. Lawson on the guard. Paquette inbounding the ball. Moran across midcourt. Hands off to Vandendresch at the top of the key. Down low to Moran, back on the right wing. Going baseline. Off the board, +1. No, it's an offensive charge. Do not score the point. And that will keep the score at 5-0. So the first critical play of the game goes Lake Brantley's favor. In Lake Nona's favor. Lake Brantley with an opportunity to get up to 7, but instead the lead remains at 2 possessions, a 2-man game. Lawson over to the right lane to St. Louis. No dice, kicks off the heel, bounces around several times. Scramble at the top of the key, picked up by Williams, and we come the other way. This is Moran, drives that lane, and score the deuce off the board. 7-0 Lake Brantley. They were able to stave off that 3rd possession lead the first time, not the second time. And Coach Cunningham has seen enough. He calls a timeout, trailing 7-0. Basketball culture is changing. Bring the same attitude to your team wear. Let us outfit your team with primo performance at every level. Coaches, go to hoopculture.com and click on the Team HC link for more information today. Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium, the site. The 2021 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge is underway. This is the second of what will be 24 games. Lake Brantley with a 7-0 lead, representing the Florida contingency over Lake Nona, the Metro Conference representative. And ball remains in Lake Nona's possession. Lake Nona has turned the ball over 3 times and missed 3 field goals in the early going. 3:34 remaining in the first quarter. tipped, brought down by St. Louis. And now Lake Brantley comes up with the loose ball. That's Vendendresch over to Moran. Moran has been a dynamite in the point guard position. Certainly he's been the engine to this Lake Brantley Patriot offense. Guarded by Lawson. Now into Vendendresch. The spin and making the withdrawal. 9-0. 5 minutes into the second game. So Lake Nona needing to find their basketball legs. Of course, both these teams, this is their first game. Loose ball picked up by Oaksman, who floats in the 2 points. 9-2, much needed points for Lake Nona. We come back the other way, and Vendendresch draws the foul on the attack along the baseline. Foul is on Joe Stewart. That's his first, the team's first. Fouls have not been an issue so far, each team committing just one. 2:49 remaining in the first quarter. So Mike Cuff, the longtime coach of the Patriots, 18th year. The Patriots come in off a 14-9 record. They lost in the district quarterfinal last season. They are 3-8 in this event as Vandendresch drops one of two free throws. That ups the lead to 10-2. And Lake Nona looking to cut into that lead. Certainly, Lake Brantley's defense has had a lot to do with 3 turnovers so far from Lake Nona and just really not being able to get a good shot. Good look at the basket. The drive along the baseline from St. Louis. And he will draw the foul, a non-shooting foul. Nolan Moran called for the foul, his first. Inbound to Chamberlain, who's going to launch from the tray and drains the rain. Meanwhile, we come back at the other end. Lake Nona showing its first defensive prowess of the game. And that will result in a foul and an opportunity to score a couple points at the free throw line. So Zach Altman drawing the foul. At the free throw line, Joe Stewart, and he gets the rim action on the second, and that'll cut the lead to 10-6. What was a 7-0 lead has been cut down to 4 now by Lake Nona as they go full court pressure, and Vandendresch will draw the foul. A second consecutive foul in terms of possession. Xavier Morgan drawing the foul. And now Williams brings the ball up. Moran out, the starting point guard. And the turnover by Lake Brantley. Lake Nona coming up with a couple of turnovers. After falling behind 7-0, they've cut the lead to 10-7. And drain the rain for Lake Nona. We are tied at 10-10. So 1:37 remaining in the first half. Lake Nona has rallied from a 9-point deficit to tie this game at 10-10. This season, give the gift of a healthy smile. Visit Baptiste Orthodontics and Dentistry for Kids. 3 convenient offices in Apopka, Orlando, and Windermere. Braces and aligners for all ages, and exclusively in Apopka. Make an appointment with Dr. Alma, our board-certified pediatric dentist. So after giving up a 7-point lead, tied at 10-10, Mike Cuff, the Lake Brantley coach, calls a timeout. And we return to action. Lake Brantley looking to retake that lead but no dice on the layup for Vandendrecht. Come back the other way, and doing the Windex work off the board is Lake Nona, and Lake Nona, the Metro Conference representative, goes into the lead at 12-10, first time tonight. 1 minute remaining, no dice on the tray from Vandendrecht, leading the charge is Lawson, and Widener pulling down the rebound, out to the right corner, Williams drains the rain. And Lake Brantley back into the lead, 13-12. And so what started off with a Lake Brantley dominance, 7 points, 9 of the first 11. Now we are in a back-and-forth affair. Lake Brantley representing the Florida contingency with the lead. 20 seconds remaining for Lake Nona. And another tray. This one drained from Grant Chamberlain. 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Widener out to King, who again pops and drops. 16-15 lead for Lake Brantley. Last opportunity before the end of the quarter. No dice. The long shot from St. Louis does not find its mark, and that brings the first quarter to an end. 16-15, Lake Brantley in the lead. Business certainly picking up here at Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium. Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium, the site of the 11th annual Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy your holiday. Hope you've got your Thanksgiving preparations done and you're ready to enjoy your meal tomorrow. But in the meantime, we have 8 games today. This is the second of 8. A 16-15 lead for Lake Brantley. I'm Neil Fisher. What's going on? Okay, press, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What the hell is going on? So Lake Brantley with the ball in the lead. The drive by Williams, a soft floater, score the deuce. 18-15 now. Lake Brantley re-upping the lead to 3. This is the second of 24 games, 8 today. Florida being represented by Lake Brantley. And the scoop and the finger roll. +1. Credit it to Grant Chamberlain. So Chamberlain with 7 points. And he will have an opportunity to get that lead, get his 8th points. More importantly, though, he will give his team the opportunity to tie this ball game at 18-all. And nice smooth stroke, and we are tied at 18-all on the efforts of Grant Chamberlain. Minute 15 into the second quarter, and Zach Altman in the game for Lake Brantley. And another turnover. Lake Brantley pulled out to a 7-0 an 11-2 lead. Since then, Lake Nona has come on like the proverbial house of fire, tying this game at 18 all. Seemed they needed about 5 minutes to find their basketball leg, so to speak. Ball will remain with Lake Nona. Landon Paquette, the 6'3" sophomore power forward, getting a hand on that ball. Inbounded to Kevin St. Louis, and he'll go to work against the double team. Two-man game up high, down into the corner for Chamberlain. Oh, somebody got a hand on that ball, and then the foul on the air ball. So, worst possible situation in that play for Lake Nona, and we remain at 18 all. Inbound to Altman, down to Vandendresch, along the baseline, no shot, back out to Altman, back up to the top to Williams, who sets, no dice, and we will come back the other way. St. Louis, trying to go coast to coast, draws the foul. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Ramirez inbounds the ball, goes back court to Stewart, and Stewart will bring it up the length of the court to Pantaja. And St. Louis, as soon as he got the ball, is fouled. So 5 team fouls now on Lake Brantley. The quick rotation down in the quarter to Pantaja. Up top to Pantoja. Back to St. Louis. Back to Pantoja. The two-man game. Give and go. And boy, Lake Brantley's making life tough. And there's the result. Widener just stepped right, put his hands in front. On the other end, Vandendresch with his trademark spin and makes the withdrawal. So Lake Brantley back in the lead, 20-18. 5 minutes remaining before halftime. Lake Nona, not as much pressure from Lake Brantley this time. St. Louis, but now the pressure is picking up from the corner. Ramirez does not drop, and Lake Nona resets with St. Louis at the top. Down to the left, Chamberlain smacks that ball off the heel of the rim. Vandendresch doing Windex work, and now he's going to do some dribble work as well. Handing off to King. And King, seeing his first action of this game in the season, travels. 20-18, Lake Brantley with the lead. This is the 2021 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge, the second game. Lake Nona providing the opposition. Lake Nona representing the Metro Conference. Lake Brantley representing the Florida contingency. Each game pits a member of the Metro Conference, that's all the public high schools in Orange County, against a non-member. And at the end of this event, we'll see who wins more. 24 games in total, 8 today. As Lawson goes back to the top of the key, he's guarded by Paquette. He'll go down low to Chamberlain, who's trying to drive that lane. Vandendresch, some tight defense, rotation to the left side. Pantoja steps up, clanks the ball off the front of that rim, the scramble. Lake Brantley comes out. Moran to Vandendresch, who goes board. And that will up Lake Brantley's lead 22-18, 3.5 in the second quarter. The Florida contingency winning the first game, a 1-0 lead. Still early in this event, which has been dedicated and named after Earl Graham. Rims in and out, the shot from Lawson, long rebound. Lake Brantley could not corral the rebound, so Lake Nona will go back to work. Pantoja down to, gets the ball back, up to Lawson, the two-man high game. Down to the corner to Ramirez. One step back to Pantoja, who launches a third tray and drains the rain. 22-21. Lake Brantley maintains the lead, but down to 1 as we drop under 3 minutes. Out to King, down to Moran on the right wing. He slaps that ball off the heel. Doing Windex work is Van Dresch. And now he'll come out, take the ball at the top of the key. And he draws the foul. Wall going bank. So the stop and go move by Van Dresch gets the Lake Nona defense off its heel. And then he continues to play, scoring the deuce off the board. 24-21, Lake Brantley win the lead with Van Dresch at the line. Who committed the foul?
White foul.
And that foul was on Ramirez. So now Lake Nona go to work, trailing 24-21. This is Ramirez. He's going to drive. Decides better of it. Rotation. Back to the right side. Ball comes loose. Picked up by Oaksman. And a whistle as Ramirez picked up the ball. And a whistle because we have a timeout. Scored 24-21. Lake Brantley in the lead. Timeout called by Lake Nona. Again, trailing 24-21. Lake Brantley representing the Florida contingency and Lake Nona representing the Metro Conference. The Winter Park Driving Academy is a proud sponsor of the Earl Graham, Florida versus Metro Challenge. Visit WPDDriving.com to schedule a lesson with your student driver today. And we return to action, 24-21 lead for Lake Brantley on defense in the blue jerseys. Lake Nona in the white on offense. And speaking of Earl Graham, this event will be forever known as, and he'll forever have a presence with his name being a part of the title, honoring his legacy. The coach was the Coach Williams, the director of this event, as the floater. The turnaround from Dyer cuts the lead to 24-23. Coach Graham was Coach Williams' right-hand man for about 15 seasons. First at Wekiva, now here at Apopka at Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium. But Coach Graham was a coach not only in high school but among AAU competition for over 50 years, and he had an impact on countless men. In the meantime, this is Williams unable to connect, misses the mark, a couple of offensive rebounds, and Lake Nona closing up that defense quickly. Come back the other way from the right corner, draining the rain. Dyer, 1 minute remaining. Lake Nona into the lead for the first time, 26-24. Moran, top of the key, back in, the starting point guard. Van Dresch drives that lane, attacks, and pays dividends with the foul. So Van Dresch will go to the line with 9 points, 55 seconds remaining. And the foul on Nicholas, who was the foul on? The foul on Nicholas Oxman. A rear miss by Van Dresch. Van Dresch, the 6'5" junior forward. And something of a twin tower dynamic here for Lake Brantley. Van Dresch at 6'5", but Dennis Widener is 6'11", the center. And so one of two free throws that cuts the lead to 26-25. Lake Nona enjoying its first lead of the game. They fell behind 7-0 and 11-2. So now Lake Nona, Lawson's going to hold that ball, take some time off the clock, set his offense. We're down to 30 seconds. Now Lawson goes to work, dribbling the ball, guarded by Williams. Lawson gets the ball back, and Lake Nona, it appears, is going to hold on for this last shot. Does not want Lake Brantley to go into the half, getting the last shot. 15 seconds remaining, down into the left corner. Back up to the top with Chamberlain. 10 seconds, 9, 8 from the left wing. Drain the rain from Dyer. Perfect execution. One last opportunity for Lake Brantley. And Dyer not only gives Lake Nona the 29-25 lead, capping off a perfectly executed possession and the way you want to close out the half if you're Lake Nona, but then he does the same on defense, lockdown defense. Lake Brantley unable to get a shot off. We'll be back for the second half of the second game of the 2021 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. The score: Lake Brantley 29, Lake Nona 29, Lake Brantley 25.
Okay, we have to set the halftime stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check on everybody.
welcome back to the 2021 Metro versus Florida Challenge. Game 2 of 8 being taken today, 24 in total. This is Lake Brantley with possession, trailing 29-25, and right off the bat, they go to work. Who scored? Did you see who scored? Give it to 34. So a 29-27 lead for Lake Nona, and that goes away quickly as who scored that? Vanden Dresch drains the rain out of the chute. 5 consecutive for Lake Brantley, a repeat of the first half. Lake Brantley scored the first 7 and took an 11-2 lead before Lake Nona came back. So 30-29, Lake Brantley in the lead. Lake Brantley representing the Florida contingency. Lake Nona in the white representing the Metro Conference. No dice, trying to go for a third consecutive as Klinger pulls down the rebound. And we come back the other way. So 32-29 lead now by Lake Brantley. They've come out and scored the first 7 points of the second half, erasing a 29-25 lead, and now they will have an opportunity to re-up that lead. I'm Neil Fisher. Thank you for joining us. And Klinger hits the deck. So Klinger did not see any action in that first game. From the right corner, short, slides off the rim. That's Moran. Back to Williams, a second shot, same result. And Vanden Dresch stretching that 6'5" body. Foul on Jalen Lawson, that's his first of the game. The second for Lake Nona. From the right corner, Moran rims in and out, rattles around that heel. Long outlet pass to Stewart, back up to Lawson. Sets, passes off. And a hand by Lake Brantley. That'll keep the ball with Lake Nona. Inbound pass to Dyer, goes back to Lawson in the corner, threw that right to Paquette. Miscommunication, and Paquette knows exactly what to do. He goes coast to coast and drops the deuce. 34-29, Lake Brantley, a 9-0 run to begin the second quarter. We'll be back with 5:27 remaining. This season, give the gift of a healthy smile. Visit Baptiste Orthodontics and Dentistry for Kids. 3 convenient offices in Apopka, Orlando, and Windermere. Braces and aligners for all ages, and exclusively in Apopka. Make an appointment with Dr. Alma, our board-certified pediatric dentist. Don't go to the commercials, because I have to read these.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just only at halftime.
Okay.
So 5:27 remaining. Action from Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium on the campus of Apopka High School. Lake Brantley opening up the second half with a 9-0 run. And they are up 34-29. Of course, turnovers in transition has been the catalyst for that 9-0 run. Lake Nona representing the Metro Conference. That's Lawson. They go low, trying to bounce the pass into Chamberlain. And nothing doing there with Klinger clogging up that middle. So in the first half, the Patriots put out Eric Vandendresch, the 6'5" junior forward who has been starting since he was a freshman, and they paired him up with Dennis Widener, the center, who's 6'11", senior. And now they're pairing Vandendresch up in the second half with Jack Klinger, the 6'8" junior center. Ball will remain with Lake Nona. Lawson, the senior point guard, brings the ball in to Dyer. Same starting five for Lake Nona. Again, Lake Brantley switched Klinger with Widener. No dice, and Lawson, the point guard, doing some board work, skying, but unable to corral. Down the other end, Williams to Paquette, who slam jams. 11-0 run, 36-29 lead now for Lake Brantley. They have come out on fire in the second half. And, of course, it's been the turnover and transition opportunities facilitating this 11-0 run. Both these teams playing in their first game of the season. However, Lake Nona has won 2 of the last 3 district championships. They come in off an 11-9 record. And the Patriots, of course, always a threat. A bit of a down year last year, 14-9. Obviously a winning record and still respectable, but used to seeing them get around the 20-win mark in the regular season. They've gone under Coach Cuff, who's in his 18th season, at least half those times into the state playoffs. Certainly always a contender to get into the state playoffs. So this tournament, of course, no team has played more than 1 game. It's always a guessing game in terms of what the teams will do. Of course, every coach has expectations in terms of what they're going to do, play-wise, style-wise. Klinger over to Blecka. Long the tray, no dice. Board work by Bletcha, and now he gives it out back to Williams. So Lake Brantley, Coach Cuff going with several new players in the second half. 3:43 remaining in the third. Out to Moran. He drives that lane off the angle. Rims in and out. Klinger unable to gather the ball in. A couple of players hit the deck. And it's going to be an offensive foul. Nolan Moran picking up the foul, his second. And by the way, Vandendresch, since we've talked a lot about him, Lake Brantley's offense runs straight through him. The 6'5" junior forward. He has 15 points, leading all scorers. Lake Nona is led by Lewis Dyer and Grant Chamberlain with 8 each. As another turnover. And that's not good news for Lake Nona. Of course, you never want to turn the ball over in general, but on a 9-0 and 11-0 run, you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. Now Lake Nona takes a page out of Lake Brantley's book, getting the turnover, and the ball will remain with Lake Nona. So Lake Nona led 29-25 at halftime. This has certainly been a game of runs. It started with Lake Brantley dropping in the first 7 points, 11 of the first 13. Lake Nona taking that 29-25 lead into halftime. Lake Brantley on an 11-0 run. Lake Nona yet to score a point in this third quarter. Down in the left corner, and the streak finally comes to an end. Stop, pop, and drop from Ramirez. So some nice work on the offensive end, some nice rotation by Lake Nona. Now they pick up that loose ball, an errant pass by Lake Brantley. Under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Lake Nona looking to cut into that lead that they Lake Brantley is taken. Double teaming in that corner against Lawson. That's Vandendresch and Moran. And certainly Coach Cuff, as the turnover now goes down, has done an excellent job of training his players. Not only do they move well foot-wise to get to the corner, but they understand how to use the bodies, but not put the hands in. And for a second consecutive possession, Lake Nona takes a page out of Lake Brantley's book, forcing that ball to go out of bounds. This time, though, Lake Brantley, the original team on offense, will maintain possession. As Lucas Williams comes in. A lot of rotating players in the second half for Coach Cuff as Vandendresch attacks, goes to the rim, and makes the withdrawal. And the run continues 13-2. 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Neil Fisher with you live from Joe R. Sterling Gymnasium. Lawson sets up, squares up, unable to get the basket. Windex work by Morgan, but he can't keep control of the ball. That pesky interior defense for Lake Brantley forcing the turnover. And now they break the press. Vandendresch, left wing extended. Again, offense runs through Vandendresch. He takes the ball, slides through the lane, and some good defense as well, countering Vandendresch by Chamberlain. Lawson on the other end, the quick interior pass, and score the deuce for Morgan. And after all that action, a timeout. Coach Cuff wants to talk about his team getting a little sloppy here in the last couple of minutes. 38-33, Lake Brantley in the lead. 1:43 remaining in the third quarter. This is the Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. Oh, go into graphics, general graphics, and see it. It's right there on your left. Yeah, you can use either of those two. I prefer the left one. Lake Brantley 38, Lake Nona 31. This is the 11th annual Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. I'm Neil Fisher. Thank you for joining us the day before Thanksgiving. This tournament under the direction of Scott Williams, who's the head coach here at Apopka High School, previously Wekiva High School, Lake Region in Mount Dora, has grown into the premier event for Thanksgiving. Sit back, join us. If you're done with your Thanksgiving preparation, hope we can help you relax. 1:20 remaining, a 38-33 lead by Lake Brantley. In the scoop pass and the dump through the basket by Landon Paquette, upping the lead to 40-33. Lake Nona representing the Metro Conference. They lost the first game to the Florida contingency. That was Haggerty defeating Freedom. And now a similar result as we approach the end of the third quarter and the second game of 8 today, 24 in total. And Paquette doing work in the lane, going 1-on-2, but using his height, 42-33. 25 seconds remaining. Lake Nona looking to answer. Lake Nona had a 25-29 lead at halftime. Down to the corner, the first game for both teams. And picked up, got foot in the way. That's Moran. He's going to launch from half court. Short, but a devastating third quarter. Coach Cuff's troops coming out hard and heavy. Great defense. Transition opportunities, a 17-4 run in that third quarter, and Lake Brantley will take a 42-33 lead into the third quarter. This is the 2021 Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. So Lake Brantley with a 57-45 lead. 1:24 remaining. Lake Brantley outscoring Lake Nona in the second half by a 32-13 count. Make that 32-14. An 11-0 run began this second quarter in the Avalanche for Lake Brantley. And the jam! Driving home, Jack Klinger. One of the three Twin Towers for Lake Brantley, who Coach Cuff has used so efficiently in this game, and in particular the second half. Long range, clanks off the front of the rim. Klinger, outlets to Altman, and we are now under a minute. Back to Klinger. A second consecutive jam, splits the sea, and a timeout called. 48 seconds remaining, and a 61-46 lead for Lake Brantley. Lake Nona calling that timeout. If you have a goal to buy or sell your home, put Latrice Singleton Violet's passion to work for you with Keller Williams Realty. Stop by the raffle table outside the arena to meet Latrice and enter for your chance to win gift cards from our Money Tree just in time for the holidays. Latrice Singleton Violet, your praying agent. The 11th annual Metro vs. Florida Challenge is proudly supported by Williams Construction and Development, dedicated professionals, superior craftsmanship, and better building materials. 45 seconds remaining. Lake Nona is going to fall. They represent the Metro Conference. Lake Brantley will take this victory for the Florida contingency. That will give them a 2-0 lead in this 11th annual Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge. And the story of this game will be the work that Lake Brantley has done in the second half. An efficient, fundamentally sound second half performance. A 29-25 lead taken into halftime by Lake Nona. And in the second half, the score is 36-17 in favor of Lake Brantley. Leading scorer, Eric Vanderdresch for Lake Brantley, 23 points, go along with 10 rebounds. Our next game up will be Jones representing the Metro Conference, taking on Victory Christian Academy representing the Florida contingency. They are out of Lake Alfred, and they will be looking to up the Florida contingency record to 3-0. And one last announcement before we go off the air. Eric Vandendresch, again with 23 points, 10 rebounds, has been named the most valuable player of the second game. Once again, this is the 11th annual Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge. We will move into our third game in approximately 10 minutes. Stay tuned for that. Jones will be taking on Victory Christian out of Lake Alfred.